It's time! Oh my god! Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the PlayStation 5 unboxing. I am very grateful that GameStop was able to follow through with getting me one. I know a lot of people had horrible luck. The supply is just ridiculous. I'm not a fan of the situation, so I'm actually a little unsettled about the availability of this, but I hope that my channel, at least for today and for the future, can be a place where you can go to access, watch PS5 content, to at least get your fill out of it until you can get your hands on one as well. So today we are going to unbox this PlayStation 5, and this is a pretty big box. If I'm not mistaken, this is the only way that you can get a physical PlayStation 5 at a store on launch day was through getting it at GameStop. After the second wave of pre-orders, it was a total mess, and so Sony decided to have everything be online, which I know is a pain, and it is incredibly challenging for anyone to get one, so that's the way it's got to be for now. But let's waste no other time. Let's dive into this. But this is what the back of the box looks like. Lightning speed SSD, breathtaking immersion, stunning games. I'm excited to see what this whole 3D audios are all about. I already heard from a lot of people that the box is very fragile. I already have scuffs in it. I don't even understand how that is possible, but let's dive into this. So let's pick a knife. Let's pick a knife. We got the French chef knife. Thank you, Kenny. All right, so let's dive into this. Again, obviously way too big of a knife to open something like this, but we're gonna do it anyways. Beautiful. All right. And please don't let me tear it. Okay. All right, it's not that bad, but I can definitely see how this can be torn very easily. Let's take it like this. Wonderful. Okay. PlayStation logo there. Not a bad touch. Please get out and don't ruin it. Oh god. Alright, I'm ruining it. Alright. So alright. So alright. That's the console itself. Alright, well let's dive into first of all the other components, save the best for last. So already falling out is the power cord. So this is the same power cord as the PlayStation 4, as well as the updated PlayStation 4 Pro. So nothing too exciting about that, but it's nice to know that it is the same. So if for whatever reason they need to be changed out, for example, maybe you're getting rid of your PS4, maybe you're broke, and so you don't have to unplug wherever the plug is, you can just use the same one. So that's totally fine. So we'll do that in a moment. Then we have your manual, which I'm a weird person, and I actually like to just look at these just for the sake of the art, because games don't come with manuals anymore, and so I think this is really cool. All right, flipping through that, it already looks really cool. So let's see what's in here. We have I believe this is an HDMI 2.1 cable, so this will be ready for the highest end video output that can be achieved as of right now. Again, very few setups. If not, I'm actually not certain if any TV is 100% compatible with 8K, 4K 120, and HDR all at the same time. I don't know if there's any TV that can actually have an output of 8K 120. So if there is one, great. But this cable is able to do it, and the PlayStation 5 is ready for it. Alright, the stand. As you can see, I love my PlayStation 4 stands. I like that they included this time. They didn't sell it to you for 30 bucks. that would have been so frustrating. So this turn, so it's going to be in this position. I'm going to have it in the vertical position, and then there is the horizontal position, which is this way. But we're going to go ahead and do it vertical. So when you have it vertical, this turns and then shows you the screw. Knife, help me out. There we go. Always point the knife away from you. All right, there we go. So we got it. So that's going to go in just like that and then screw into the system. And then we have, we have a USB-A to USB-C cord. Very nice. And it is not a bad length. I would like a little bit longer, but I guess I'll have to buy that. So sweet. So this will be used to charge, or I guess sync your DualSense, and let's call it DualShock 5, and my 4th DualSense. So now we can play 4-player games. Wonderful. All right, so that is that is everything that is in this. Also, a really cool thing that is available for PlayStation 5 is the fact that you can remote play PS5 games to a PS4. That's as far as I understand. I believe that's what it is. It actually doesn't make sense to me from a business perspective why they would do that. But I'm glad that feature is there. So that is that. All right, and now it is time for the PlayStation 5. That's actually pretty hefty. What's the... This is the right way to do it. All right, so this is how it stands up. This is the biggest video game console ever made. So I have a lot of them right here. I think this is close to Xbox One. Or no, PlayStation 3. It's wider than Xbox. Yeah, this is clearly the biggest video game system of all time. All right, so let's unwrap it like we do with a pretty woman. So I'm sorry for saying that. All right, so wow. That is lovely. Already some dust on it. Cool. I like the color. I'm a really big fan of the glossy plastic that we have right here. It reminds me of the PlayStation 3. But that is lovely. And then on the back, you have your 2 USB 3.0 ports, LAN, HDMI, and power. There's no optical, which is a little disappointing because that's what I use to capture a lot of video game footage, just for the sake of what it looks like. Let's put the stand on its side really quick. So this aligns with the little PlayStation logos right there. Goes on just like that. Okay. And you put it on the side like this. That's not too bad, actually. What a bizarre shape. So, PlayStation logo indented right there, but we're going to have it in its vertical. All right. So, upside down we go. Knife help us out. Thank you. And then this shall go there. Perfect. And then it just clicks on just like that. I guess it doesn't really click on at all. It just kind of sits there and then it screws in. All right. And all right, looks like I'm not going to fall over. So, all right, that is that, and it's going to go in its rightful place, right next to the other PlayStations. All right, and that's what it looks like all together. So from PlayStation 1, 2, 3, 4, and Pro, and 5. Pro messing up the chronological order, but that's what we got. That is ridiculously huge. It really makes everything like totally unbalanced. Like, these are all normal sizes for video game systems, and that's a big one. Jeez. All right, well, that's what we're going with. What we're gonna do next is plug it in. Okay, thank you. I don't even think it's long enough to reach where I need to reach. It's not. Important thing to know, your PlayStation 5's HDMI cable is very short and might not actually reach where it needs to reach. So I'm using the PlayStation 4 HDMI cable, and that works just fine. USB-C is so much better. Let's take a look at what starting it up looks like. So you do hit the power button on the system.
Get to know myself. I know supposedly I'm lonely now. No one's supposed to be unhappy with us.
Cool. We'll start up. Yeah. Thank you. Cool. Okay, there are 2 PS4 games that are super important. The first one is PT, and the second one is The Legend of Korra. Both of these games are games that came out during the PS4's life cycle, and at some point the developer decided that it should no longer be sold anymore and got rid of all of them. So they're saved on my system, and I want to see if they can transfer over to the PlayStation 5. So we're going to see if it works for PT. So what we're going to do is see how to transfer PS4 games to your PlayStation 5. There is a web browser! It's right here! They said there's not a web browser. Okay, this is a web browser. Clearly. So maybe the web browser will come back at some point, it's just not ready. Free space out of the box is 650.4 gigabytes. Alright, I've checked everything, and I don't know how to transfer your stuff from PS4 to PS5. How to transfer PS4 games to PS5. Alright, it looks like we have to update the system software. I don't know if the PS5 is going to let me transfer PT from the PS4 to the PS5 because I have to sign in to the PlayStation Network first, and probably in order to sign to the PlayStation Network, I have to update the system software. Or, Bryce, you could have read the manual before you updated the system software. You could have done that. There are a lot of things that we've heard to be careful of. One of those being that if you're playing a game and you haven't closed the game and you put the system in a rest mode, sometimes that breaks the system. So turn off your games before you turn off your console. Update your controller. I didn't know my controller had a mind of its own.
Oh, hey.
Oh.
But the Korra is?
Oh, the Korra is. Damn it. Alright, well, let's get Korra on the system.
Alright, so that's good to know. Just go to your library and you'll have everything.
Alright, so it turns out PT is impossible to get on the system. However, apparently Legend of Korra can. We're going to see if this game actually starts. So apparently, when you sign in onto a PS4 game on your PS5, if you're logged into a PS4, it's going to sign you out. on your PS4, but only when you turn on a PS4 game. So that's interesting. I guess because it's backwards compatible, it doesn't want you to play PS4 games on 2 different systems at the same time. So I guess that makes sense. So one thing I want to test is what it looks like to put certain movies in this. So we're going to start off with a DVD, the very first disc that should be put in the system is going to be Invader Zim. Now, a lot of people are going to assume that you put in games this way in the system, but if I'm correct, you actually put them in this way into the system. Okay, so it's the same as PS4. Good. I'm glad they didn't change it again, because PS2 DVDs were different on PS3, and then PS3 was different on PS4. So that's DVD. Let's try a Blu-ray. Alright, so we learned that notifications happen during movies. That is a Blu-ray. I got Nightmare Before Christmas in 3D. And let's see if it runs it at all. It does recognize it's a 3D movie. So this is recognized that your player does not support 3D playback. Alright, cool. So, I was told that going into it, but just want to make sure. PlayStation 5 does not support 3D. Yet. But it does support VR, which is 3D. So, Sony said this will not play 3D movies, but it's the same kind of Blu-ray player, so it should be able to. PS3 wasn't able to play 3D movies until it got an update. PS4 wasn't able to play 3D movies until it got an update. So I'm going to assume this will eventually get an update to do it. Because you can play 3D movies on PlayStation VR. So you can watch 3D movies in your virtual reality. And this does VR. So this should be able to do it at some point, but it's not supported here. We got one last movie format to try, and that is 4K. This will be the first 4K Blu-ray player I own. I've never used any of these discs before. English. And that's the menu. Alright, so I think that looks good. And it's 4K Blu-rays. Now, for all of you at home that do have a PS5, let's show you guys how to get your PlayStation Plus collection. Alright. Crash. Sweet. Heck yeah. For free. Thank you. God of War. Give me it. Once you've activated these, they are yours forever. Sony's just giving you all these games. Here you go. Here's all these games for free. So if you know someone that has a PS5, let them log onto your account and get you all of these games for free. Now I want to see, once I do this, can I download them on my PS4? Let's do an unboxing of what else GameStop gave me today. So today, I got a lanyard. Oh, for Watch Dogs. Watch Dogs Legion. I got a lanyard. That's cool. And then, ooh, we got some Avengers pins just because. Cool. Does not suck. Are these considered Disney pins? I wonder if they are. Maybe. Doubt it though. Alright, and then Final Fantasy. Is this like a gift card or something? yeah, I don't understand what that is. Alright, maybe I'll understand it later. I will figure it out. That's cool. Thanks for the random gifts GameStop. Very much appreciated. Alright, we also got Spider-Man Miles Morales. My first physical PS5 game. That's what the case looks like on the front, on the side, and on the back. This is a single player game, 105 gigabyte minimum install. Great. That's totally reasonable. That's insane. Alright, and I like the smell of the plastic. I like how the case is still blue like before. And notice they now print the discs on Ultra HD Blu-ray discs. So they can apparently hold a lot of storage. So it's awesome. It's awesome. Okay, now that I claimed all my PS4 games from my PS5, can I now download them on PS4? It does work. So all of you that have PS4s, you're gonna right now get like 20 PS4 games just because somebody you know has a PS5. That's pretty awesome. So many of these I owned on disc, but now you can just download them. And you don't have to swap out the disc. So that's cool. I'm still going to keep all my discs for when the whole world falls apart and there's no more internet. So, you know, when that happens, but otherwise, this is really convenient. For some reason, I couldn't figure out how to disable the limit of icons on the home screen of PS5, so if you figure it out, then let me know in the comments. One other thing that I was really curious about is what does each controller look like when you sign them in on every single account on your system. So this is player number 1, and the other 3 controllers I have. So PS5 can do up to 4 controllers. So let's see how this goes. So now, this is what that controller looks like. And whoever wants to talk can... Oh no, wait. Oh, they both be muted, but only one can talk at one time. So that is controller number 3. And if I want to talk, that's going to unmute that one. Very interesting how it does that. Not 100% sure why that's necessary. I'm sure that maybe it's because they just don't want a bunch of echoes coming from the same room. So they're only going to have one go at a time. Controller number 4. There we go, and that's what it looks like. So if you're curious about that, now you know. Well, what I really want to see is a PS5 game. Let's load it up and see if there's something special about it. Play. Alright, we're going to stream this in just a moment, but I want to just show it booting up really quick.
Can't wait to meet her.
That was already super cool. I can already feel the haptic feedback in the controller, so I'm super excited to dive into this and to play it. But I'm gonna end up streaming this game. Join us on the YouTube to watch the stream, so that'll be really fun. One last thing we're gonna do is wait for a PS2 game download and see what it's like to play a PS2 game on a PlayStation 5.
you'd invite me in, and I'd be yours again. I'm in love with my future.
Alrighty then. I think that is pretty satisfying. So, PS2, who'd have thought that you'd see the PS2 logo actually load on a PlayStation 5? Well, I'm going to go ahead and call that an awesome unboxing right there. So, if you want to see more content like this, go ahead and subscribe. We're going to be covering a lot of it within the next few days and weeks and so on and so forth. And this will be pretty awesome. So we're going to be streaming in just a little bit, so take a look at our channel for that. But until next time, later days.
Just wanna get to know myself.